Good afternoon, and welcome to the Amsterdam Science and Innovations Award 2025. This is already the 17th edition, and it's become way more than an award. It's a launch pad for new research ideas, but also a moment to put decades of impact into the spotlight. And a spotlight needs an audience, and today that's you, people who show up curious, even though the NS is striking, and are generous with their applause. And behind the spotlight is a crew and a team of organizers who make everything run smoothly. So if you catch one of them today, give them a quiet nod, because observing and being observant is what science is all about, right? Speaking of science, AMSIA is massive in all the ways that matter, in imagination, in innovation, and in impact. But Einstein sadly only found out that physical mass can slow down time. So today, time is fixed, and I'll be sure to keep us on schedule. So that may mean cutting off a question or two. And if something unexpected happens, good. That's not a problem. That's a discovery. That's science. Shall we say that word together? Science? Are we ready? On three? 1, 2, 3.
Science!
What a beautiful result. Let's replicate that because that is good.
Science!
Amazing. Keep that level of support going as I introduce you to the people who turn impact into awards. The jury. Chairing this year's jury is Ilknur Dunmez, who makes progress look effortless. She helped shape national startup policy and launched the Share Award to spotlight circular pioneers. And when the Metropole region couldn't align on sustainable innovation, she brought 30 municipalities and research institutes together to craft a roadmap that still guides investment today. Next is Ruben Brave, who spots impact before it has a name. He brought Wi-Fi to train stations, built one of the first tools to verify news stories, and now helps academic research jump the gap to real-world startups. As the first entrepreneur in residence, he also inspires underrepresented researchers to build their own ventures. We continue with Linda van der Burgwal, who makes the invisible visible. At FU's Demonstrator Lab, she created a space where researchers test startup ideas before they go public. And she now leads a national mission to combine knowledge on microbiomes, the microscopic worlds of fungi, bacteria, and viruses that affect the way we grow food and how our bodies fight disease. Joining them is Vincent Franke, who knows how to find innovation fast. He studied science, business, and innovation and knows firsthand how tough a startup company journey can be. With his company, he helped thousands of R&D teams help the right innovation faster, turning the scouting into a sharp, structured process. And finally, Celia Guler, who's no stranger to this stage. She's a tissue engineer, and her team helped develop a dissolvable implant to support pelvic floor recovery, a problem numerous women face but few discuss. And last year, she won the Innovation Award in the category of health. 5 visionaries, 1 difficult task. Let's give them the applause they deserve. Amazing. Then I'd like to welcome to the stage now the president of the board of directors of the FU, Margrethe Jonkman.
Thank you. Great to see you all here live in Amsterdam and also online. And good to be here today because it's a special day. And on behalf of all the partners of AMSIA, of the Amsterdam Science and Innovation Award, I would wish you a great afternoon with a lot of inspiration. And what is it about today? Today, it starts with research. But especially today, we are looking how can we make research going into ideas, into innovations, into applications, into startups and companies, and also how can we make impact with research, impact in society. Not always easy, but I'm sure we will find some excellent examples today in the areas of health, digital, AI, sustainability, environment, and I think that are the areas we are great here in Amsterdam. That's what we are going to celebrate. Today, for the 17th time, we have the Innovation Awards. And if you think 17, that already sounds quite a lot, but then you think 17 times, already about 700 ideas, 700 innovation, with many resulted in startups. And if I'm now in the Netherlands and I'm going to Biotech Booster or Faculty of Impact, or if I read the Financial Dagblad, FD, then in many cases I think, hey, that's one from Amsterdam. And I really like it that these kind of events, they showcase what we have, what innovations we can bring into startups, companies, ideas, innovation and impact. And if we look here at Amsterdam, I think it's also very special that we don't talk about only ideas, but always discuss also with each other, not only the ideas, but also the talent we have and also the ecosystem we are building together. We do that, of course, here together for the 17th time celebrating, but it's a special year, and if you look at a longer time in history, 750 years, we celebrate Amsterdam. And Amsterdam is a special city. Of course, we are talking about the capital, but it's also a city known for many, many years for its entrepreneurship, for another character, and nowadays also known in the Netherlands as one of the most important innovation districts, built for 750 years. That's looking back, but what we also do these days is looking forward. It's now when we celebrate Amsterdam 750 years, it's the toekomsttiendaagse. So we're looking ahead in the future. What will the future bring for Amsterdam? What's important? And of course, research, science, innovation plays a crucial role. And we are also very happy as knowledge partners that we are partners of the toekomsttiendaagse. If we look at Amsterdam, at the city of Amsterdam, then I talked a lot about the knowledge institution, but it's an ecosystem. And in the ecosystem, the city of Amsterdam is a very important partner for us as knowledge institutes. Together, we can make it work. Together, we can build ecosystems and talents. And so we are also very happy as knowledge institutes that the city of Amsterdam is such a great partner. And if you look at initiatives developed together, supported together, if we talk about X and Next talent, but also if you look at the ecosystem, like Demonstrator Lab, like Startup, like Humanity Lab, many things going on. So we need to work together because only together you can make real impact. You can make changes in society. So it's not about knowledge institutions. It's about knowledge institutions, companies, and the public. So the government, the local governments, then you can really make a change. So very happy that Ilknur is here also representing the municipality and leading the jury. But also she will hand a special prize today, a special award. Because we have for the 5th time the Impact Awards. And the Impact Awards show that with research you can make impact in society. But because of the 750 years of Amsterdam, there's a special one. Just once in 750 years. So it will be your only time we get this one. And it's for special research and on children in Amsterdam, about children health and well-being. And it's a subject that always touched my heart because I think we should care for children. We should care about the future. We can help them. We really can help that they get a better start in life. And that's very nice that Jaap Sedel is emeritus professor in human nutrition and health. He will get the award just in a couple of minutes for his groundbreaking research on this topic and for what he did for children in Amsterdam. But before there, first a small movie.
Ik denk dat we allemaal wel beseffen dat preventie heel erg belangrijk is. Hè? Voorkomen is beter dan genezen, om het zo maar te zeggen. Dat is een mantra wat iedereen kent. Maar het is heel erg lastig om te doen. Om daar middelen voor te krijgen, mensen enthousiast voor te krijgen, omdat de resultaten niet zichtbaar zijn. Hè, een ziek iemand kan je oplappen, je kan je pilletjes geven en weer beter maken. Iets voorkomen, en dat het vervolgens ook niet gebeurt, zie je niet. En dat maakt het dus politiek ook minder populair. Maar gelukkig heeft de gemeente Amsterdam een hele lange traditie. Die al begon met Samuel Sarfati in 1830 zo ongeveer. Waarin echt gekeken wordt naar, misschien moeten we de stad gezonder maken, waardoor ook de mensen gezonder worden.
Jaap en ik zijn elkaar tegengekomen eind jaren 90. Jaap werkte toen bij het RIVM en was projectleider van een landelijk bevolkingsonderzoek. En een van de pijlstations was hier in Amsterdam. En zo zijn we elkaar tegengekomen. En dat is eigenlijk het begin geworden van een lange samenwerking. Waarom? Omdat het eigenlijk van het begin af aan heel inspirerend was. Hij is creatief, hij heeft nieuwe ideeën en ook heel begaan. Tegelijkertijd is hij, wat ik vind, bescheiden. Hij zet zichzelf als persoon niet op de voorgrond, maar hij gaat voor de inhoud.
Jaap is een voedingswetenschapper. En vanuit die hoedanigheid heeft hij bij ons de afdeling opgericht. Er wordt wel eens gezegd dat toen hij hier kwam dat er eigenlijk helemaal niks was. Dat hij nog niet eens een bureau had dat zelf moest regelen. En dat is hij gaan doen. En toen zijn ze ook gestart met de opleiding gezondheidswetenschappen. En dat is inmiddels een van de grotere opleidingen van de universiteit. Dus ja, dat is wel een belangrijke stap.
Al heel erg in het begin, toen ik hier net begon met gezondheidswetenschappen, kwam ik in contact met de wethouders van Amsterdam. Die dringende vragen hadden. Die zeiden, het gaat niet goed met de kinderen. Er is veel overgewicht, ze groeien niet goed, de voeding is niet in orde. Wij willen eigenlijk Amsterdam een gezonde stad maken. Kun je ons daarbij helpen?
We willen intensief samenwerken met beleid, praktijk en wetenschap. We hebben toen wetenschappers benaderd. Jaap hoorde daarbij, gezien zijn kennis, zijn verbondenheid met het onderwerp, maar ook zijn activisme op dit onderwerp.
Ja, dat betekent in feite dat je midden in de maatschappij moet gaan staan. En dat je niet alleen maar achter een betaalmuur allerlei wetenschappelijke artikelen in het Engels schrijft, maar dat je rapporten schrijft, factsheets, dat je met mensen samen oplossingen bedenkt. En dat betekent een hele andere manier van werken.
Activisme van Jaap is dat hij voortdurend, als het gaat bijvoorbeeld om overgewicht bij kinderen, het onderwerp agendeert. Maar ook bijvoorbeeld de lobby die dit doet richting landelijke organisaties, de podcast die dit doet, boeken rondom het onderwerp die hij heeft geschreven, de columns in het Parool.
Nou, we zagen in ons onderzoek al heel snel dat er een hele ongezonde voedselomgeving is voor kinderen. Frisdrankautomaten overal, snoepautomaten, overal waar ze maar komen was reclame voor ongezonde voeding. En daar kun je als onderzoeker niet zoveel aan doen, maar je kunt het wel documenteren en het vertellen aan de beleidsmakers, zoals in dit geval bijvoorbeeld de wethouder, die op een bepaald moment zei, ja, dat vind ik eigenlijk wel een heel kwalijke zaak, laat ik er wat aan doen.
Ook voor het onderwijs is die voor ons heel belangrijk. Hij geeft heel veel colleges, niet alleen in onze universiteit, maar ook op andere plekken. En dat doet hij met heel veel passie en je ziet dat de studenten dat echt herkennen en ook waarderen.
Maar je moet je ook beseffen, en dat weten we bij de opleiding gezondheidswetenschappen ook steeds beter, dat het gaat om identiteit, het gaat om cultuur, het gaat om je leefwereld. En dat maakt het ook heel erg belangrijk dat je dat soort aspecten meeneemt, omdat ja, verandering van gedrag betekent dat je naar het geheel van de rol van voedsel in de samenleving moet kijken. Nou, ik ben heel erg blij dat de afgelopen decennia, dat al dat samenwerken met elkaar optrekken in de gemeente Amsterdam, dat uiteindelijk ook leidt tot erkenning. Dat ze eigenlijk belangrijk vinden dat we zo'n opleiding hebben, dat er studenten van afkomen die ook echt wat kunnen betekenen voor de maatschappij, dat we onderzoek doen dat relevant is. En dat doe je allemaal met elkaar. En dus vind ik eigenlijk ook zo'n prijs een erkenning voor het teamwerk wat we met elkaar allemaal de afgelopen decennia hebben uitgevoerd. En daar ben ik heel erg dankbaar voor.
Jaap is volgens mij een terechte winnaar van de Impact Award, omdat hij zijn hele leven eigenlijk gewijd heeft aan de preventie van ziekte en het gezond houden van de maatschappij en het gezond houden van de stad Amsterdam.
Hij werkt natuurlijk al decennia lang op dit onderwerp, maar juist niet alleen als wetenschapper, niet alleen voor zijn eigen wetenschappelijke carrière, maar juist aan het vertalen van die kennis naar beleid en praktijk. Waarbij hij bijdraagt aan een gezondere generatie, zowel in Amsterdam als daarbuiten. En ja, wat is dan mooier dat je zo'n award overhandigd krijgt.
And then I'd like to ask Ilknur Gülmez to the podium. And of course, also Jaap Seidel himself.
I think I'm going to stand here. Thank you. Jaap, ladies, gentlemen, others. Today we have the honor to recognizing 4 researchers whose groundbreaking and socially relevant work have made a significant contribution to our society. And this year, the city of Amsterdam has the privilege of presenting one of these awards. For us, the clear winner is Professor Jaap Seidel, Emeritus Professor of Nutrition and Health at the Vrije Universiteit Amsterdam. It is with great admiration and respect that we present him with the Amsterdam Impact Award today. And as a side note, we had to rewrite this speech twice because it was too long for the designated time. If this was the Oscars, it would have been the Lifetime Achievement Award. And we don't have enough time to recall Jaap's achievements. So I had to negotiate with the organization for some extra time. So let's give it a go, Jaap. For decades, Professor Seidel has worked to make our society healthier. His research focuses on the prevention of lifestyle-related diseases and how changes in our environment can lead to healthier people. For example, his research on product placement in supermarkets, such as placing fruits and vegetables at the entrance, teaches us that systematic change to our food environment can have a profound effect on public health. Did you know that placing healthy snacks at the checkout counter increases their sales by 30%? So that's why I miss my chocolates there. And that is exactly what we mean by impact. Jaap's work is distinguished not only by scientific depth, but also by its practical application and the societal collaborations that we just saw in the movies. He's a strong advocate for school gardens, to give children early exposure to natural and healthy food. When children sow, care for and harvest vegetables themselves, they are more inclined to taste them. Oh, I've expected something else, but... Oh, there it is, yeah. He has also contributed to the initiatives such as Healthy School Canteens, the Healthy Supermarket Coach and the Amsterdam Healthy Weight Program. I must also mention the Safati cohort, in which more than 10,000 children participate. The knowledge gained from this research is used to provide better health advice. Thanks in part to his efforts, the number of children with obesity in Amsterdam is decreasing, and that is something to be extremely proud of. Jaap has also made his mark on a national level. As an expert, he contributed to the National Prevention Agreement and has been a powerful voice for measures such as a sugar tax and stricter marketing regulations around food. His influence even reaches Brussels and Geneva, where he serves as an advisor to the World Health Organization and EU consortia, contributing to structural changes in our food system. What truly sets his work apart is the breadth of his impact. In health, he helps to reduce lifestyle diseases. Socially, he works to reduce inequality, for example, through initiatives in disadvantaged neighborhoods. Economically, he emphasizes the importance of prevention in keeping healthcare affordable. And in education, he has left a lasting mark. He founded the Health and Sciences program at the VU and developed the course Science is Just Another Opinion on how science should relate to the world of strong opinions. In addition, he has contributed to sustainable care structures for people with obesity through an impressive number of valorization projects, such as Care for Obesity and Children Towards a Healthier Weight. But beyond these impressive achievements, what I find most remarkable thing about Jaap is that he does this all not just as a scientist, but as a bridge builder between knowledge and policy, between research and society. He works in close collaboration with municipalities, healthcare institutions, schools, supermarkets, and political parties. It is one thing to acquire valuable scientific knowledge, but to valorize that knowledge so broadly and effectively in society, that is innovation, that is impact. Fantastic. And Jaap, your work is an inspiration to many. You show that science doesn't end with publications, but truly begins when insight leads to real-world change. Your dedications, your independence, and your ability to translate science into structural improvements makes you a truly deserving winner of the Amsterdam Impact Award. On behalf of all of us, thank you and congratulations.
And Jaap, I'm curious, what is your opinion on winning this Impact Award?
I was reflecting upon this when I was waiting for the train. No, I'm kidding. Today, I realized that I would not have this impact anywhere else than in Amsterdam. It is a very lucky coincidence that I came to the VU, and the VU gave me all the freedom to build education systems, research programs in my own ideas. The municipality of Amsterdam came to me with real-world problems that they wanted to have solved. That's very unique, I think. And so you can have only impact when there is a receptive place to have that impact. And I consider myself very lucky to have been working with all these students and PhD candidates and researchers, people in practice and policy. Everybody was always eager to learn together.
That's an amazing opinion, Jaap.
Okay,
I'd like to thank you. And now, could you please stand over there, Margrethe Jongman, if you would join them for a photo moment in front of this amazing Amsterdam Science and Innovation Awards screen. And here's the photographer who will help you, get some historic, let's say, documentation as well. All right. Also, this is you, Jaap. Did you see the picture? That's the photo he got, made by Lars van der Brink. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaap Seidel. Now it's time to go to the green room and see the 9 finalists for the Innovation Awards in 3 categories.
Hi, Sandra. We're here in the green room with the participants.
I see.
Yeah, and the atmosphere is, of course, tense, but positive. Let's have some contestants. Hello. You're looking sharp, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's the appearance of the winner.
So who are you and what's your field of scientific?
Yeah, we came from VU Amsterdam, VU University of Amsterdam, and we brought the lace shoe. It's a training shoe. And we want to use this shoe to help all the adults to become more stable during walking, so they don't have to fall anymore.
I'm very curious how this works. We will see that in your pitch. Good luck, Sandra, to you, to the stage.
Yes, all right. And in the first category, we will now see that should be society. Yes, here we go. All right. And one of the first pitches, the first pitcher is Eleni Yorgada. Now, welcome. Yes, applause.
Thank you. It's 4:17 in the morning. The rain hasn't stopped for 36 hours. Amsterdam city center is in danger of flooding again. In a small crisis room, 3 team members, 2 humans, and their agent Delta, are making the hardest decision of their careers. Delta isn't just calculating in the background. It is the team's data analyst and coordinator. It suggests a plan. The humans hesitate, are skeptical, biased. But they can't override Delta. Without it, they can't succeed. The team must collaborate, negotiate, and make a decision together. This is not science fiction. AI team members like Delta are being developed and deployed with millions invested. But all of this is going to waste without proper training. Teams are not ready for this change. Most of us know how to use AI tools like ChatGPT, but not to team up with AI that has its own reasoning, its own role. That's why we created AIDapt. AIDapt is the first interactive, evidence-based online tool that puts teams into scenarios like the ones described. Our evidence shows that across 4 phases, teams learn to collaborate effectively with an AI team member. Through interactions and evidence-based training, our experiments show that teams build the skills to trust and make better decisions together with an AI team member. Our goal, prepare teams do what they've never done before, responsibly, effectively, and human-centered. We're a multidisciplinary team knowing that successful human-AI teamwork is about humans, not technical skills. Support our pilots and the next valorization steps. AIDapt now, so we are ready when the next flood threatens. Thank you very much.
Time for questions from the jury.
Me first. So this weekend there was in the FD, Financieel Dagblad, a poll by Salem Samhout amongst Dutch CEOs. And they say that within 2 to 3 years, about 20 to 40% of the work can be automated by AI, although most of them are not taking action now. How can your technology be used to accelerate the adoption of AI in the workforce?
Yes, thank you for the question. So human-AI teamwork is about bringing the expertise and the skills that humans and AI can bring together so we can achieve more than each one can do alone. So the idea is that through human-AI collaboration, all of this expertise, so things that humans do better will be kept in humans, will be more specialized in, for example, emotions, feelings, social relationships. And then the AI team members can have and bring the expertise like the data analyses that most of us cannot do as fast as an AI would.
Okay, thank you. Bias-free collaboration tools are crucial for inclusivity. And how do you ensure the AI component is audited and updated to prevent reinforcement of workplace biases?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So we are a unique team with different expertise from also psychology, from all these biases, but also computer science. And the idea is to use all the data that we have and all the knowledge to the scenarios that we will tailor for this exact situation. So based on everything we know from evidence, we will make sure that we have all the heuristics and also train the people that will use them, but also us as an experts to feed the AI system to avoid all of these biases, and then also have the room for reflection within the team in case something like this happens to facilitate the trainings as best as possible.
And will you be using that specific data from a team to, to train the generic tool that other teams also benefit from that, or is it team specific?
So the tool will be like team generic.
Afraid human says no, and we need to continue. Thank you so much, Jury and Elaine.
Thank you.
Next up is Time Jansen.
Have you ever thought, I'm not a language person, or I'm not a math person? That one sentence can quietly close the door to progress. But what happens if you add one single word? Yet. I'm not a math person yet. Suddenly the door opens again. That's the power of a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities can grow. However, for many high school students, the door remains firmly shut. We see a worrying trend of students not flourishing, losing their motivation, and underperforming. Changing beliefs and reversing this negative trend proves to be tough. We were wondering, what is the missing ingredient? And then realized prior growth mindset lessons were very theoretical, missing actual convincing experiences. Explore Your Brain is a growth mindset lesson series that combines theory and experience. With mobile EEG, we measure and visualize brain activity in real time. And in various games, students influence their own brain by focusing their attention. This convincing experience reinforces the notion that you can change your own brain and its abilities. Our findings demonstrate positive long-term effects of Explore Your Brain on growth mindset and achievement, with effects over 4 times greater than typical programs. We developed a tablet version that teachers can easily use in their own classrooms. Our team of researchers and entrepreneurs is dedicated to bring this innovation to all students, so they will think, I'm not good at it yet.
Up to the jury, and there's some team members being added.
Yeah, so how do you plan to measure and evaluate the behavioral change, considering especially different educational settings like individual, classroom, or in school settings?
Sorry, I think I sort of missed the question. Can you please repeat?
How do you want to measure and evaluate the effectiveness of the behavioral change?
How to ensure the effectiveness?
Yeah. Yeah.
So first of all, we've studied this in a randomized controlled trial, and the effects were shown. And now we are in the middle, actually, of different pilots with teachers, where we want to see whether the implementation fidelity is also really good if teachers provide this training.
Mm-hmm.
You describe a lot about the traction you have already established with just a handful of stakeholder interviews and some academic projects. From the looks of it, it seems you are ready to launch. What is stopping you from going live now?
Yeah, that's a very good point, and we don't want to be stopped. So we are really working towards a soft launch next year. Yeah.
And why next year? Why not tomorrow?
Well, we are just growing our team, so the entrepreneurs are actually almost taking it over with 3 against 2 researchers. And we really need their input to do this responsibly, but also sustainably.
And about the sustainability, because you describe you have a lot of ideas on future products and service, can you elaborate on your ideas for those products and services and how you plan to prioritize them?
Yes, that's a good point. So first we'll focus on the Explore Your Brain, which is effective for all students. But we're also developing and testing growth mindset interventions for specific subgroups, like children with dyslexia. So they will be prioritized as a next step in the product development and portfolio.
All right, and I'm not going to stop the launch, but I am going to stop the questions. Thank you so much. And then the last picture in the category society is Pascal Cote.
Are you aware that in every classroom in the Netherlands, almost 2 children have a speech disorder? And it's like the daughter of our co-founder, Francisco. And what he learned, it's an intense process to overcome a speech disorder. And you need professional support. And that's where the problem sits. Because in Holland, 84% of speech therapists have a waiting list. And 50% even longer than 6 months or up to a year. And it's the same in the UK and the US. And scientific research shows that if you have a speech disorder, there's all kinds of societal risks that you're being left out in your educational progress. And if you look at those beautiful children here in NEMO, it's clear that's not what we want. And that's why we're developing Readler, a digital assistant for children with speech disorders. It's an app that in a fun way gives detailed feedback on speech and pronunciation. And now here you're thinking, an app, digital language. I've heard that before, right? We're not Duolingo. We're not speech to text. We're not LLM. No, we're Readler, an in-house developed AI engine. And if a child tells a word to our app, it breaks it down in the smallest elements of speech, called phonemes. And it can also give feedback on that detail. And then it feels like a real person is giving the feedback. And no competitor can do that at this moment. So also, if we speak to speech therapists, 100% of the key opinion leaders there would recommend Readler. And why? Because it can shorten progress of the speech therapist progress time for about 25%. And that's why we want to bring Readler to the market. We are currently in process with our partners to help the daughters of the Franciscos of this world. And we're asking you, join us in making this world a better place, one word at a time.
Time for questions from the jury.
Thank you. In your application, you describe a bit about your pricing strategy.
Yes.
Almost 10 euros a month or 50 euros for an annual subscription. You also explained some economic projections. Can you share something about your customer acquisition cost, your customer lifetime value, and how long will consumers use your product?
So on average, speech therapist session program, I have to say, 16 to 17 sessions. And so in theory, normally it can be solved within 1 year. So if you look at that, it's one year at a time. The cost of acquisition has not been crystallized yet. We have a demo, and we are currently in setting up a next research to actually understand what is needed to sell Readler through a speech therapist to the end user, to the children.
Okay. Great. Thank you for the great presentation. I have a question about the economic accessibility, actually, of your application. So the question is, to guarantee that children in under-resourced schools benefit equally, how will you combine a sustainable business model with safeguards for data privacy, so GDPR and parental consent, and subsidized access for disadvantaged communities? So it's about balancing, on the one side, safety and economic accessibility.
That's a big question.
Yeah.
You have time for a beer. Sorry. Yeah, so data privacy is covered because Readler is the AI just so small. You can do it and keep it on your own, on your iPad, on your phone, or on computer. And data will not be stored if the parents don't agree, and it will only be used between the speech therapist and the client. So that's the first part. The second part is our social purpose is that for every app we sell, we want to give away one app for free. And that is possible because the actual cost for Readler itself is not so expensive to produce.
And that is amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, that was the first category. Let's check back in to the green room and to see maybe some scientific difference and data gathering on people who have been speeching and people who still need to pitch, right?
Right. So we're going to one of the participants who already gave a presentation and gave her pitch. So how are you feeling afterwards?
I'm relieved. I'm glad that I managed to do it under 2 minutes, so all good.
I can imagine. So who is watching at home or somewhere else, watching online?
Yeah, whole family in Greece is watching. Hi, and friends. Yeah, so it's good. Yeah.
So exciting,
yes,
right? Sure. So, and you also had your presentation. How did it go?
I hope fine. It was really nice to do it and to share this innovation we've been working on for more than 10 years. Like it started with research, right? And then step by step, you take it towards the students themselves.
So your brain is totally at ease now after the presentation?
More at ease now. But I'm wishing all the other ones success that are still coming and enjoy it.
All right.
Good. Okay, Sandra, back to you.
Yes, thank you. So the mention was indeed that we have a live audience watching. So all the way, and all the people in Greece say hi, but I bet many more around the world. So the next category for pitching is... and climate. And the first pitcher today is Florence Bus.
In view of the ongoing transition towards renewable energy sources, Europe needs to be more energy independent, resilient, and sustainable. And for this transition, batteries are more important than ever. But there is a problem. Batteries all rely on chemicals containing PF6. But the production of PF6-containing compounds is extremely resource inefficient and environmentally challenging. In addition, they limit battery safety, lifetime, and sustainability, so they hold back energy transition. My name is Florenz Buss, and I'm the CEO of Borlight. With Borlight, we developed a technology to convert borax mineral directly into a broad range of electrolytes, and electrolytes are the basis for every battery. In our labs at the University of Amsterdam, we focus on boron and CO2-containing compounds, which have similar properties and are already industrially applied, but we avoid phosphorus and fluorine entirely. Our one-step procedure is 100% economic and produces no waste. Borlight's cheap and modular technology, as well as our sustainable process design, allows us to adapt quickly to potential market changes of the highly demanding and flexible battery production industry. We secured our lab-proven technology with 2 international patent applications and currently focus on the scale-up in our lab reactor systems to be able to provide samples for customers and collaboration partners at any time. The sodium-ion batteries using the exact same electrolytes we produce offer a huge market potential and are already applied in numerous real-world applications by many companies. Together with my team, the University of Amsterdam, and based on our circular and sustainable chemistry, we now focus on the design and construction of our demo reactor, because this brings us closer towards our pilot and to our vision of sustainable battery electrolyte production on scale here in Europe. Thank you.
Questions from the jury?
Yeah, great, thank you. How do you plan to validate your modular system approach to sodium borate derivatives, and what are the specific metrics to use to measure success in your pilot phase, reactor phase?
So this is a two-divided question.
Yeah.
So the first thing, of course, we need collaborations partners. We have already a few, but we will expand this from the battery production industry as well as research institutions such as Fraunhofer. They do the validation of the electrolytes itself in their cells and functional battery systems. For the scale-up, we will then take, next to the flagship molecule I showed you, we will then select a few electrolytes based on their feedback, and we are modular from the platform. We can build almost everything within those chemistry class, and this then loops back towards the pilot, and we make then the decision for the increments.
Yeah, thank you.
I have another question. So it's also proposed in the pitch as an alternative battery system for Europe, or enabling the alternative battery system for Europe. But still, companies like Northvolt haven't made it in Europe because of the system lacking. So are you also planning to produce in Europe? What, when, where, how?
Yeah, so we actually produce the salt, so the electrolyte itself. We do not construct any batteries, and we have no expertise with that, and we would team up with a company to potentially do that, but this is in a later phase. The Northvolt case itself, they did too many mistakes on scaling too much, choosing the wrong technology, disrupting the supply chain, everything at the same time. So we are not producing batteries in this sense, and we try to scale up a platform that people who construct sodium-ion batteries can expand their technology. That's our expertise.
So you can ship it all over the world, wherever it's needed?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Talking about shipping, Florence, I'm going to ship you back to the green room.
Thank you.
Next up is Nienke Leenders. Everybody, Nienke Leenders.
In 2024, 92 billion kilograms of textile waste was produced globally. And this is an equivalent of 11.5 kilos per person. These enormous amounts of waste are extremely harmful to our environment. But what if I told you that we found a solution to this textile waste problem? My name is Nienke, and together with Avantium, we found a way to tackle the largest fraction of textile waste, which is textile made from polycotton. Polycotton, as the name already suggests, is made of 2 components, polyester and cotton. But because these are so closely intertwined with one another, it's extremely difficult to recycle them. But with our field-tested technology, we are able to recycle these components instead of incinerating or burning them, because that's what happens now to more than 80% of all textile waste. So what we do is we use an acid, and this acid we can later on recycle, and with the acid we can separate the cotton from the polyester. We obtain polyester that is fit for recycling, and the cotton itself, that breaks down into glucose. And these sugars we can use as an inlet for the chemical industry. So with these sugars, we can make new chemicals. So with our technology, we're able to hit two birds with one stone. On one hand, tackle the textile recycling problem, and on the other hand, we're able to make sugars, which we can later on use for the production of chemicals. And this does not only work on lab scale. We also did some experiments in Avantium's pilot plant, in their biorefinery pilot plant, and the results were similar to what we saw on lab. Now, we're looking for strategic and financial partners to help us take the next step, scaling this technology, so we can tackle a large amount of textile waste all at once. Will you join us in giving textile waste a new life? Thank you.
Thank you. You are using quite some amount of acid for the recycling of the textile products. If you compare this, if you consider the environmental aspects, what are the consequences? And also as compared to the high temperature recycling process.
That's a very valid point. Good that you mention it. We do want to fully recycle all the acid. This is the beginning of a multiple step process to eventually go to chemicals that we can use for the production of bioplastics. And in that process, we reuse all the acid. You already mentioned high temperature processes. The benefit of our process is that it doesn't need any temperature. We can perform this at room temperature, and that is a major benefit when you compare it to processes that use maybe diluted acid, but at higher temperatures. You need much more energy for that, and we can just do it at room temperature.
Thank you.
In your application, you mentioned that one of the difficulties in recycling clothing also originates from not only the materials used, but also the extras, the components like the zippers and the buttons and the prints and the labels. Your solution separates polyester and cotton, but you would need a separation step before you get this polycotton in your refinery. Have you thought about what this means in terms of the recycling industry and how you will get that polycotton in your recycling system?
Yeah, that's of course very important. We are now looking at ways to set up this supply chain. This project is part of a consortium where we also have a company who collects all the material from the gray and green textile bins, and they sort it out, and they will be able to supply us with the materials that we need. And they are also able to do the pre-treatment to, for instance, remove any zippers or labels. They can do all those pre-treatments that we need, so we can from then take the material and perform our recycling methods.
All right, I'm going to separate you from the jury. Thank you, Inke. The last pitcher in this category is David Pohl. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everybody. Imagine you are hungry, and so you walk into the grocery store and you want to be healthy. So you look for a nice high-protein snack. At the same time, we all want to be sustainable. But you look around and everything in the aisles is animal-based. And we have to say, why is that? Nature needs no way. The number one reason why people don't like eating plants is taste. It's all about taste. And plant-based protein is just too bitter. Aside from flavoring, adding chocolate and strawberry and all these strong, nice flavors that you see on these macaroons, the current industry gets around this by breaking down the bitter proteins into peptides. And these peptides taste good, they have umami. And these go into high-value products like Maggi sauce or all the things shown there. But this process is inefficient. A lot of the protein that's used, that's put in, just doesn't dissolve, and this is lost. This is where we come in. Unlike other solutions previously that focused on optimizing the process, we increase the productivity by restoring these insoluble proteins, by recovering them, decreasing the overall cost of producing high-quality proteins, and making things, in the end, taste better. This has several markets that we wish to target, including consumer products, infant formula, which will improve equity, as well as animal feeds, which will even make animal-based products more sustainable in the end. We are very early in our development. It's just 2 guys and some protein powder, but we've had really good results in the sciences there. So I'm excited to present here at AMSIA. We've done so far a ton with zero budget, and what we wish to do here is demonstrate scalability, develop industry outreach, and establish our startup, and bring healthy, sustainable snacks to your grocery store. Thank you.
Thanks for this great presentation. So we understood that your reagent could transform plant protein processing, but we also understand that small and mid-scale producers often lack capital for new inputs. So how can do you have any ideas how your technology can be affordable and attractive, not just for multinationals, but also for local processors, for instance, in low and middle income countries?
So the material itself is actually produced from plant-based materials already, and it's right now commercially available about 50 cents per kilogram, and you need about a 5% mass to volume ratio to really optimize the process the best. So this is very affordable, and both in low-income countries and in the Netherlands.
Great, yeah, that's the answer.
Well, we all know the relatively taste, you called it the bitter taste, that arises when the proteins haven't been processed correctly. And still, there are a lot of good alternatives in the supermarkets now. And how, in a best case scenario, will your product change the animal protein market?
Well, we hope to decrease the animal protein market by making food that's made with plants more attractive. And ultimately, how this will happen is we'll just make it cheaper to make a more variety of different plant-based products. Everybody likes oat milk. It came after almond milk. And so having more variety will appeal to more consumers. So we hope just to increase the appeal of plant-based products in the marketplace.
Without using sugar?
Without using sugar.
Okay, thank you.
Or strawberries or any other flavoring.
All right. So adding flavor here. It's like, David, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to ask you to leave. And let's check back into the green room. What's happening over there?
Hi, Sandra. No, the tension is still here. We have a participant who hasn't pitched yet. So who are you and what's your field of science?
I'm Marvin. I'm from the Vrije Universiteit Amsterdam and I'm a chemist. Yeah.
So what are the feelings on a scale from 1 to 10?
A 9. A mixture. I was between nervous and looking forward to the pitch. Yeah.
Good. And next to you, you already pitched. So how are you feeling? Because you're relaxed.
More relaxed, thankful, and happy we could share the message around making this world a better place, one word at a time.
Exactly, that's the way it is. Sandra, back to you.
Thank you so much. And then the next category. And in health, the first one to pitch is Mayra van Leeuwen.
Hello everyone, allow me to introduce you to Les Shoe, a training shoe which can help older adults prepare themselves against falls. And my name is Mayra van Leeuwen, and I'm a researcher who's navigating a way to bring Les Shoe from the lab to the market. A challenge which has to be conquered sooner rather than later, because even during this short pitch, an older adult may already have fallen. Every 5 minutes, an older adult enters the emergency room after a fall. Falls can have serious consequences. It may lead to a loss of independence due to fractures and may even prelude death. As we all grow older, falls are an imminent danger upon us all. As we age, our most important stability control mechanism during walking, which is foot placement control, becomes impaired. And it is exactly this mechanism that can be trained with LESU. Moreover, LESU allows older adults to train their balance directly within the context of walking. And this is essential because older adults fall most often during walking. Our scientific results that LESU indeed significantly improves walking stability reached the newspapers. And it was exactly at this moment that it became clear that there's a demand for LESU. Older adults started to contact us because they wanted to follow the training. However, all that I can tell them at this point is that LESU is in its final research phase and that help is coming soon. I want this to change. I want to reach out to physiotherapists, municipalities, and health insurance companies to bring LESU to those people who need it, so that I can tell them that LESU is there to help. This is why I'm standing here today. I want to take the next step to bridge the gap between the lab and the market, between my dreams and reality, and between LESU and you.
Thank you so much. We see that the shoe is being used in a training environment. And how can you extrapolate the benefits of the training and the training shoes to normal footwear and the daily life?
Thank you for your question. So, indeed, the training will be performed under supervision first, like physiotherapist context. And the idea is that the mechanisms that are trained are directly transferred also to walking on normal shoes, which we also showed in our study.
So you wouldn't need the special shoes?
No, the shoes are really a training shoe.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, great presentation also. So you already mentioned it about the insurers. So my question is, how do you plan to work with insurers, care home networks, and community organizations so that seniors with limited income or living in rural areas can access LESU without out-of-pocket barriers, actually?
Okay. Thank you for your question. Yes, indeed, we really want LESU to be accessible for everyone, so this is one of our main goals. We want to bring it in such a way that now also there's like the imbalance fall prevention training program, and we want to follow a similar route to really show that LESU can be recognized as an official fall prevention training program, so that health insurance companies are also open to reimburse it, and that sometimes it's also already like this existing programs are already offered free to those who want to participate by the subsidies that are received by the municipalities. Yeah. Nice. So we want to go to this route.
Nice, nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have no questions further.
All right. Then these shoes were made for walking. Thank you, Mayra van Leeuwen. Next up in the category health is Anouk Post.
At Capsule Photonics, we're developing a pill-sized camera for early esophageal cancer detection. Esophageal cancer is one of the deadliest cancers. It's often diagnosed too late, which is why 1 in 4 patients only survive. To detect cancer at an earlier stage, doctors screen people with a higher risk by looking inside their esophagus with an endoscope, a long, flexible tube with a camera at the tip. Looks uncomfortable, right? Well, luckily you are sedated. The procedure takes 30 minutes and requires a whole team. And with the current staffing shortages, that's a serious challenge. But worst of all, it misses 1 in 4 early cancers. So what if we had a better way? We are developing LightUp, a pill-sized camera that you simply swallow with no sedation. A nurse pulls it up by a string while it images the esophagus in a few minutes. It combines 2 innovative imaging technologies, OCT and targeted fluorescence. It creates microscopy-like images of the tissue where areas with cancer biomarkers light up in green. Here's the impact. From published research, we know that the technology will detect 27% more early cancer. It reduces procedure time from 30 to 10 minutes, eliminates the need for sedation, and only needs a single nurse. Doctors are asking for a screening procedure that finds more early cancer and reduces workload. Our competitors address one of these issues, and only LightUp does both. We are currently doing an in vivo pilot study and expect market adoption by 2030. We are on a mission at Capture Photonics to save lives by catching more cancer at an early stage with a fast and simple procedure that's patient-friendly. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for this presentation. Yeah, we had some assumptions about cost and service logistics, but we want to verify this with you. So how can you ensure that LightUp is accessible in regional clinics and resource-limited settings rather than just becoming a premium test for affluent patients only?
So thank you for your question. So in the Netherlands, it will be part of screening in a hospital at first by a nurse. So that is accessible to anybody with healthcare insurance. Of course, thinking about other settings, so in the US, we've talked to a clinician who says that this is actually essential for people to get, because now they have to take a day off work because they're sedated, somebody has to drive them, and that actually costs them money and time, so they don't show up for the endoscopies. If you can do it faster and simpler, they actually get access to it. We also think we can make it cheaper, so of course that will also increase this. But we are trying to get reimbursed in the US as well.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sneaking two questions into one, so be creative. You told about the combination of the different technologies, and what are the proven benefits of applying the combination of technologies for the patients? And are there differences between patients groups?
So thank you for the question. So there is no proven benefit yet that we have to combine the two. So we could end up actually with only one of the two if we find that it works good enough, and then we go sort of for, of course, the cheapest, easiest to implement solution. The reason we combine them is we think, yes, with both we will find more cancer, but we think by combining them, you can make sure also you don't have too much false positives. So people that you think have cancer have not. And the idea behind the combination is that's actually the optical equivalent of a PET-CT scan. So that's on a large scale, and now you can do it with a 100-fold higher resolution on a small scale in patients.
Thank you so much, Anouk Bos. And the final pitch of today, the honor goes to Marvin Albers.
Hello. Imagine a world where we can treat cancer with precision and the harmful side effects of current treatments becomes a thing of the past. This future could be possible with the use of RNA therapeutics. RNA is a biomolecule that we also have in our bodies, and it has the ability to precisely address disease-relevant targets. But there's a limitation. RNA is very fragile and usually degrades before it can be effective. Also, RNA struggles to get into cells where it has to perform its function. These two factors are limiting the broad application of RNA therapeutics today. Introducing GrabRNA. GrabRNA is a peptide-based solution to solve this problem. Our peptides have the ability to enhance RNA stability and improve cellular uptake, and very importantly, release the RNA once it's inside the cell to perform its function, to have its medical effect. You can think of it kind of a bodyguard. It shields the RNA until it's at its target. The true strength of our technology comes as a use as a platform. Our peptides have the ability to bind RNA independent of the length and the sequence of the RNA, giving it a very broad field of applications. So we aim to, in the future, help with the development of new therapeutics and alternative treatments, and even have solutions for green biotech. From early on of our discovery, we ensured that our technology is patent protected, and we have entered 2 strategic collaborations with startups in the field of in the therapeutic sector and also in the agricultural sector, where we at the moment demonstrate the implementation of our innovation in real-life scenarios. We believe that RNA therapeutics could revolutionize medicine, and with GrabRNA, we aim to deliver it.
Thank you so much. Time for questions from the jury.
Yes, so you mentioned two huge sectors, agriculture and also medicine. But what are your strategy for the scaling up for this increasing demands actually in both two huge sectors?
That's a very, very good question because they're quite different. In agriculture, you need large amounts. And what we aim there is to optimize our peptides for fermentation process, which can be scalable. So that's currently going on in our labs. And for the therapeutic sector, it's really customized peptides. And there we actually also want to explore more the ability of attaching, maybe recognizing motifs on our peptides, which is actually also helpful because then they not have to be on the RNA, and the RNA can perform its function easier. I hope that addresses your question a bit.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you share something about the safety aspects of your technology?
Yeah, so we have not performed in-depth toxic assays, but in the lab data that we show, we see that, interestingly, the peptides together with the RNA are not toxic. The peptide alone is toxic to cells, but so as it works as a delivery tool in combination with the RNA, we believe that it works. But that has to be shown in really like toxicity studies in animals and so on.
But the peptide alone is toxic, but it is released inside the cells.
I mean, everything is toxic at a certain concentration, but in the ones that we are working, they're not. Yeah.
Which application do you like most, the agricultural one or the pharmaceutical one? Which do you hope will win?
Since we are most advanced in the agricultural field, this is very interesting, but I think the greater impact we could have in the therapeutic sector, so I like that more.
Thank you.
Thank you. And with no further questions from the jury, thank you, Marvin Albers. All right, the pressure is off in the green room. Let's see if we can see that as well.
Yeah, Sandra, back in the green room, we're here with one participant. How's your feeling about your pitch?
The pitch went very well. I'm very happy with that. But my contestants are also so good, so I'm very curious to see what the outcome is.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think everyone has a 1/3 of a chance, so we'll see. It's up to the jury now.
Absolutely. So, and how are your expectations?
Oh, my expectations? This was a great event, far more professional and far more extravagant than ever imagined. So this has been fantastic.
Still drinking coffee? It's bitter.
Well, I like a bitter once in a while, so can't hate that.
Well, we're curious about who's going to win, so good luck all of you, and back to you, Sandra.
Thank you so much. And now it's time for the jury to leave and start their deliberations. It's going to be a tough one, right? I mean, I don't know who to choose. All right, let's applaud them off. And while the jury starts their deliberation, the finalists, the pitchers themselves, they will return now to the room. Oh. All right, yes. And while they find their seats, it's time for 3 Impact Awards. We've seen the pictures in 3 categories, and in the same categories, we also have Impact Awards to reward decades of impact to society, or the world as a whole. So I'd like to show you the video of the first category, that is Health of Irixsistermans.
De NIPT, of de niet-invasieve prenatale test, is uitgevonden door 2 groepen in Hongkong en in Seattle in Amerika.
Het is een bloedtest die je kan afnemen bij de zwangere. En die bloedtest die kijkt naar DNA-fragmenten in het bloed van moeder. En die zeggen iets over aanwezigheid van mogelijke chromosoomafwijkingen bij het ongeboren kind. Het is een screenende test, dus je zult het nog wel moeten bevestigen om zekerheid te krijgen. En die bevestiging die doe je dan met een zogenaamde vruchtwaterpunctie. En daar zit wel een miskraamrisico aan vast. Maar omdat die NIPT zoveel beter is dan de eerdere screenende testen, hoef je ook veel minder vruchtwaterpuncties te doen.
Op een gegeven moment was bij alle laboratoria en bij de gynaecologen en andere betrokkenen wel bekend dat die NIPT echt een veel betere test was dan de combinatietest. Toen wilden we kijken hoe kunnen we hem nou invoeren in Nederland en kwamen er al snel achter dat we daarvoor een vergunning nodig hadden van het ministerie van VWS. Om die te verkrijgen hebben we een consortium gevormd. Alle belangrijke betrokkenen zitten daarbij, dus verloskundigen, gynaecologen, klinisch genetici, labspecialisten, maar ook patiëntenorganisaties. En met elkaar zijn we die vergunning gaan aanvragen.
Ik ken Erik al ruim 10 jaar. We hebben heel intensief samengewerkt om het doel te behalen, de introductie van de NIPT in Nederland. En de manier van werken, zo open en transparant. En ik kon zo vertrouwen op jou als wetenschapper, maar ook als degene die rekening hield met wat het betekent voor zwangere vrouwen.
Nou, wat ik zo mooi vind aan Erik is dat hij ervoor gezorgd heeft dat we allemaal de neus dezelfde kant op hadden. Allemaal dezelfde stip op de horizon. En dat er ook binnen zo'n groot consortium waar heel veel mensen aanwezig zijn, dat ook de ego's opzij gezet werden. En dus dat we allemaal gewerkt hebben aan hetzelfde doel.
Juist omdat de Trident-onderzoeken zo helder in elkaar zaten, zo goed. Wetenschappelijk deugdelijk, maar ook heel veel oog voor de belangen van zwangeren. Die werden goed gecounseld. Eerst werd er gevraagd, wil je überhaupt informatie over prenatale screening? Zo ja, dan werd er gezegd van nou, dit zijn de mogelijkheden. Dus uiteindelijk door die degelijkheid, de wetenschappelijke deugdelijkheid en die borging van de medisch-ethische aspecten, kon ik heel makkelijk verantwoording afleggen. Waardoor de besluitvorming, ook de politieke besluitvorming, heel soepel verliep. Ja, heel soepel. Er waren natuurlijk wel tegenslagen, maar ik kon het allemaal goed uitleggen.
En we zagen al heel snel dat vrijwel alle vrouwen kozen voor de NIPT. En het RIVM heeft toen besloten om ook te stoppen met de combinatietest, omdat de kwaliteit niet meer gegarandeerd kon worden.
Maar als je bezig bent met een wetenschappelijk onderzoek binnen een bevolkingsonderzoek, in dit geval een screening, de prenatale screening, dat vergt nog veel meer voorbereiding. Dan moet je rekening houden met hoe zo'n screening wordt uitgevoerd. De zwangeren die moeten gecounseld worden. Er moet materiaal beschikbaar zijn, informatiemateriaal. Je moet de hele infrastructuur zien te regelen, het afnemen van bloed. Die aspecten zijn natuurlijk ongelooflijk ingewikkeld. En dan speelde ook nog de subsidieregeling. Die was weliswaar fijn, omdat de zwanger het niet zelf hoefde te betalen. Maar het was weer een extra iets wat ingeregeld moest worden. Van al die dingen, dat was zoveel meer complex dan een gemiddeld wetenschappelijk onderzoek.
In 2023 hebben we de Zonneweep-parel gekregen. Dat is echt een kers op de taart. En we hebben die parel gekregen vanwege de grote maatschappelijke en wetenschappelijke impact van de Trident-studie.
Wat ik verwacht is dat we de NIPT kunnen uitbreiden van de huidige test voor chromosomale afwijkingen naar een algemene zwangerschapstest. En met die algemene zwangerschapstest kunnen we dan ook andere bedreigingen voor een zwangerschap vroeg in de zwangerschap aantonen. En daar zijn we nu hier in Amsterdam, maar ook met het NIPT-consortium heel hard mee bezig.
Ik denk dat Erik ook heeft laten zien dat wetenschap meer is dan alleen cijfers en publicaties. Het gaat ook echt om de verbinding, het samenbrengen van alle partners binnen het consortium.
En als ik zie wat voor een heldere focus die heeft, hoe zijn wetenschappelijke doelen worden gehaald, hoe die het doet. Ik kan me niet voorstellen dat iemand anders het zo goed zou hebben gedaan. En het heeft zo'n enorme impact gehad op de Nederlandse samenleving.
Ja, ik vind het prachtig dat ik die Impact Award krijg. Voor mezelf ook wel hoor, zo eerlijk ben ik. Maar met name wel omdat dit er ook voor mij echt een consortiumprijs is. We hebben dit met z'n allen gedaan. En dit spreekt waardering voor die enorme hoeveelheid energie die we daarin gestopt hebben, spreekt dat uit. En dus namens het consortium ben ik daar heel trots op.
Then I'd like to call to the stage the president of the board of directors of the Amsterdam UMC, Hans van Goudoever. Give an applause, yes. Thank you. And also Erik Sistermans.
Well, thank you very much for inviting us. And to be honest, and I also have to wave to all the people in Greece, and I think in Germany as well, because I saw some German contestants as well. I'm Hans Vergoudever, Board of Directors of the Amsterdam UMC, and I'm extremely proud of Professor Erik here standing next to me, and I'm going to tell you why. We have 440 professors at Amsterdam UMC, both connected to the University of Amsterdam and connected to the Free University. But only a few are able to set up an organization that brings such a test, this non-invasive prenatal test, basically available to everyone in the Netherlands, free to everyone. I'm by training a pediatrician and a neonatologist. I saw what happens to persons that are born with handicaps, but not only to persons that are born with the individuals themselves, but also to the families, to their brothers and sisters, their father, their mother, and the harm that is done by not knowing beforehand what kind of malformations those infants would have and how they will grow up, and by being able to prevent that and to be absolutely sure about the outcome of your diagnostic test and making that available to everyone in society is a huge effort. And that's why I am extremely grateful to AMSIA that they decided to honor you with this prize. Congratulations.
Erik Sistermans, can I ask a quick reaction also?
Well, I'm really enjoying.
You can also hold the microphone yourself.
I can hold
yes,
myself,
yes,
whatever you like. I thought I shouldn't take it, but I will take
no,
it.
yeah, you're.
That's me. I'm really glad with this prize. Of course, I can imagine it. I already told you this was a team effort, and it was a big team, and so this is really for me. It's a team prize. The other thing I'm really glad of is that genetics, and especially in clinical field, has been hidden a little bit, and the number of tests that we are doing is relatively limited. This for us was also a chance to show what genetics can do. And this is only a first step. We'll do much more in the next year. Thank you very much.
All right. Now the award and the beautiful picture, again, made by Lars van der Brink. And I'd like to ask you if you can, make yourself objects of history by having a picture taken by our photographer, Bas. Right. So. Instead of smile, maybe we can practice one more time with the audience to say science, right? 1, 2, 3. Science. Amazing. All right. Erik Sistermans, people. The next video is in the category Environment and Climate and is Yoyita Gupta featured in it.
From very young onwards, I wanted to look at issues of relationships between more powerful and less powerful actors, and that is what I'm interested in. And then when I got the job in the Ministry of Environment to work on climate change as a consultant, there I discovered again that the same pattern between more powerful and less powerful actors exists. And so that was what excited me to work on this issue for the next 35 years.
Joyita is unique in the academic community for taking her research beyond universities and into the real world. And she does that with grace, with enthusiasm, and with a lot of passion, which I see in the results of the meetings that we host and the number of people who want to come and speak with her.
She's a spokesperson for all the weak voices in the world, and I've really come across scholars who, with such eloquence, speak in favor of evening out the inequities. And of course, that is a form of passion, but I think it's more than passion, it's really conviction as well.
Delhi has already hit 52 degrees centigrade. It's really, really hot. Valencia had a rain bomb in one day, which caused a lot of damage. This is such a big issue because it is going to affect our agricultural sector, our industrial sector, our services, our households, our ability to go to work. Climate change has massive irreversible impacts on humans. It's very urgent to address it.
Well known is Joyita's impact through the UN Nobel Prize winning ICC report, but I would like to mention her dedication to teaching here. Despite her extremely full agenda, she seldom followed my suggestions to reduce her teaching load. Teaching and inspiring undergrad and graduate students is inseparable from her mission as a researcher and political influencer to fight climate change and injustice.
All environmental problems and development problems require an interdisciplinary approach and maybe even a transdisciplinary approach, because each of these problems has many dimensions to it, and you really need to try to understand all these different dimensions, and also you need to be able to communicate to people from different disciplines about the issue that you are studying.
Joyita, she has really been innovative in linking science and justice. Usually, international law is legally based, is law-based, and since her, it is science-based and fact-based.
The kind of research I do is to show with empirical data how the injustice occurs, who causes the injustice, who is affected by the injustice, or where is it happening in the world.
And that's, of course, her unique approach. That's why she moves up to the Earth Charter and to the global institution, and nothing is big enough for her. She will conquer it, she will address it.
In the first 10, 20 years of my life as a researcher, I did not focus so much on impact because you're trying to get your research done and your publications. But in the last 10 years, I have focused on a lot of policy briefs, presentations, and trying to convince various actors of the need for change. And so in that sense, I'm very privileged that today I receive the Impact Award.
She is literally everywhere. She inspires young people and professionals alike by bringing scientific debates to international, national and local politics.
You so well deserve it, and I'm proud to be a colleague of yours and looking forward to continue making impact through our joint science together in a world that needs it more than ever.
Joyita, you're an academic role model. I'm so proud of you and everything that you've achieved, and know that we are here supporting and cheerleading alongside and looking for opportunities to take it to the next level in the years to come.
Dear Joyita, congratulations with this prize, this Impact Prize. You deserve it. Keep up the good work, and I hope to see you often, personally and in our global constitution.
May I now welcome to the stage the Rector Magnificus from the UvA, Peter Paul Verbeek. And it was mentioned already, she's everywhere. It may be true because she's also here, Joyita Gupta. Could you come stand with me? Yes, thank you so much.
Joyita, you are a rock star. I think people have seen some of your energy on the movie already. It shines through the screen. You are a very special person at our UvA. I think your entire career you have tried to combine your passion for sustainability with inequalities, justice, fairness, from the basic intuition that the people who suffer most from the heating up of the earth are the people who contribute least to it. How can we solve that? And I think the way in which you have been doing that so far has not only given us great scientific results, but also a lot of impact. At the UN level especially, you were at the UN Environmental Panel, the Earth Commission, so many places where you had a lot of impact, where you really changed the discourse. This is not a small impact, it's really a game-changing impact that you have had. So I'm extremely proud on behalf of the University of Amsterdam. You have already won a lot of academic prizes, including the highest one in the Netherlands, which we call the Dutch Nobel Prize. You were even part of a team that won a real Nobel Prize. But I think this prize really shows what you deserve, because the impact that you have, that's what you live for, I think. Therefore, I'm extremely proud that you win this award. Congratulations.
Yes, take the award, of course. And also, Joyita, what's your first reaction for winning this award?
I don't know whether it's a first reaction, but I just hope that winning an award on climate justice will help to put climate justice on the national agenda. We now have elections coming up. I really hope that we can go out and make sure that the next government actually does do much more for climate in the Netherlands and abroad. So that's really important. And I, of course, thank all my colleagues and my friends and my PhDs over the last so many years for all their work. And without doubt, Hans and Zubin have made a lot of space for me to do this work. Thank you.
Amazing. If you, yes. And the beautiful picture again, right? If you can move over there and have a beautiful picture taken together. All right. That are so inspiring words by Joita. And hope the climate will indeed be benefited by the upcoming elections. Amazing. Joita Gupta. I have one more video for you in the category of society featuring Tessa Roosebo.
I'm really fascinated by the wonder of life, and when I studied biology and worked in an IVF laboratory and saw human life starting under my microscope, I really wondered, how is this human being going to be shaped by the bright light in this Petri dish, by the environment in which it's growing and developing, and what are the implications for its future? In the early 90s, we found a large collection of medical birth records of men and women who had been born in the Wilhelmina Gasthuis, one of the main teaching hospitals, during the Dutch famine, a period of acute undernutrition. And that collection of medical birth records revealed itself as a treasure trove to really investigate the consequences of the early environment for later life health.
Nou, ik heb me als journalist vooral heel veel bezig gehouden met bestaansonzekerheid en armoede. Tessa maakt wel heel inzichtelijk wat die gevolgen kunnen zijn van armoede en hoe dat overgedragen kan worden overheen generaties. En ik denk dat daar echt wel, zeker met de eerste 1000 dagen, toch een kentering is geweest in het collectieve denken.
I investigated how the first 1000 days of life between conception and the second birthday are a crucial period of human development in which more biological milestones are met than in any other period in life. And we found that babies whose organs were formed at the time that their mothers were undernourished had smaller brains, which affected their mental health, their sensitivity to stress, their sensitivity to addiction, and it affected their cognitive function.
Ik denk dat het ook heel belangrijk is om te benadrukken dat het werk van Tessa ook over mensen gaat. En voor de mensen waar het om gaat, kan dit best een moeilijke boodschap zijn. Want de boodschap is, u zal hier niet zo goed uitkomen. En ik hoop dat dat vooral de mensen wakker maakt.
I think what she did with the project Solid Start is very, very important. And it was also and is very challenging because it needs a collaboration between a lot of different partners. Certainly the parents, but also youth institutes, hospitals, doctors, childcare.
So with the Solid Start program, we are asking municipalities to help every family to give children a good start in life so that it doesn't matter where you were born for your chances to develop to your full potential.
Normally we start to talk about equal opportunities when you see them. You start to talk about health disparities when you see them in figures and so on. And she gives a say to, more generally, to people who do not have a voice yet.
Kijk, die wetenschap is één ding, maar het weten over te brengen naar een groot publiek. Zorg dat iedereen die urgentie voelt, zoals ik dat ook merkte toen ze bij mijn boekpresentatie aanwezig was. Dat is een zaal van 500 mensen en ze weet ze echt wel te raken. Dat is niet met een droog wetenschappelijk verhaal, maar wel met de juiste woorden. En ik denk dat dat vooral belangrijk is, dat je zoveel mogelijk mensen meekrijgt.
I'm really passionate about sharing the lessons I've learned from history to apply those lessons in the present to build a better future. building on the experience from the Solid Start program, I am now sharing that information with the European Union, where we have an intergenerational fairness commissioner, and the United Nations with the Declaration on Future Generations on how to really make an impact with the work that we do.
Als het een Impact Award betreft, dan denk ik dat die nu wel bij de juiste persoon terechtkomt. Want het is volgens mij wel redelijk uitzonderlijk dat wetenschappers hun werk op verschillende niveaus, regionaal, lokaal, nationaal, internationaal, weten te vertalen naar handvatten, waar beleidsmakers en mensen in het veld echt mee aan de slag kunnen. Dus ja, hoeveel meer impact wil je als wetenschapper nog maken, denk ik dan.
You have to challenge people because, you know, they are not used to think about the voice of future generation, for example. And Tessa is doing that in a very open and convincing way. And I think the way she opens up questions, she also opens up hearts and minds of people.
I'm very pleased and honored with the Impact Award, and I feel it's a big recognition for advocating for the interests of future generations and their health and well-being.
And may I welcome to the stage Hans van Goudoever for the observant audience out here. Yes, we've seen him before. And also, of course, Tessa Rosenboom.
Well, Tessa, congratulations. Also on behalf of the whole Amsterdam UMC. We've seen here now you're two role models, but you are a role model as well. And a very special one, because you combine science, you combine practice, because you were looking into that microscope yourself and looking at the fertility lab itself, and bringing the science and the practice and humanity, because that is what you added to it, together. That makes you a very special person. Studying in the past, now 80 years ago, the consequences of the hunger winter, which is now at present also so important for many areas in the world, whether it's Ukraine, whether it's the Gaza, whether it's Sudan. It's happening all the time in conflict areas, but it's also happening all the time that children and pregnant women are undernourished due to floodings and heat problems. So it's a topic that you've studied 80 years ago, and it's very actual now. And that's why we think, also as a whole Amsterdam UMC, that you really deserve this Impact Prize. Thank you very much.
And it said, you know the right words, and I can see you've prepped something already. I'll give you the mic.
Thank you. I'm really honored to receive this Impact Award. It's a big recognition for using my voice to advocate for the interests of generations who are unheard, unseen, and unprotected, yet carry the longest lasting legacy. We are standing on the shoulders of our ancestors, and they have shaped the world in which all of us have been formed. So I'd like to honor them today by receiving this prize, and I dedicate this prize to them. My great-grandfather actually wrote this book at the end of his life, in the year that I was born. He survived 2 world wars. He grew up in poverty. He had 10 children, 9 of whom lived to adulthood. And in this book that he wrote only after having had 2 years of primary education, he actually wrote that he was so grateful for seeing his children develop into good people, despite the fact that he, as a parent,
had made mistakes. And he wanted them to do better. And one of his children, my grandmother, was a very curious little girl who was really sad that she only got to go to primary school until the age of 9. And she wanted to do better for her children and grandchildren. And it's due to her decision to want to make the future a better place for her children and grandchildren that I was able to enjoy an education and use my voice. There are very many people who have contributed to the story that we get to share. Many colleagues are actually here today, and I thank all of them for contributing to this journey. I particularly thank the participants to the studies that we've done, the funders, the organizations that we've worked with, my publisher, and the many impact partners. I'm really proud, actually, to have been working in Amsterdam UMC. It really feels like home. And I'm very grateful that Amsterdam UMC is the home to Amsterdam Reproduction and Development, the research institute that really investigates where health begins. And I really thank the Institute for all their support. I really thank you, Hans, for giving me the role of Future Generations Commissioner. It fits like a glove. I am very grateful to have friends who are worth their weight in gold. And I'm really thankful for you, Guido. You've been my rock. And together we have 2 wonderful children who get a chance to develop to their full potential. One of them is sitting right there. It's a joy to see both of you develop to your full potential. Billions of kids do not get a chance to develop to their full potential. And this award really fuels my passion to work as if the lives of future generations depend on our actions and decisions today, because in fact, they do. Thank you.
The award and the beautiful picture nurturing new generations. Let's head over to the screen so you can stand in front of it and go down in history for winning this award as well. All right. And after this photograph is taken, I'd like to ask all Impact Award winners with their award and their picture to also come here. And we will now take a picture together with also Hans van Goudoever, please remain, and Peter Paul Verbeek. So please, everyone, join in front of the screen, find a position to display yourself so the picture can be taken. And for the audience, maybe turn to the neighbor next to you who you don't know and tell them what you liked most, the scientific fact that you've heard today. All right, go ahead. All right, give a major applause to all the Impact Award winners. Yes, if you can position yourselves in front of the AMSIA logo, perfect. As you can see, the jury has returned, which can only mean one thing, that we now have 3 winners. Can I ask the first person to announce the first winner to grab the microphone and announce?
Thank you. No problem. Yeah, we have a first winner. First, I have to say, I don't know about you, but actually, I love being a juror because all of the great experiences, all of the participants, and I hate being a juror because it's sometimes so close. We really had trouble. So, for the society, the winner is Riedler.
Please come down to the stage. Pascal. Go ahead.
So we want
Yes.
to say something about why you won. So we like that you have a very clear and tangible benefit. You made it very clear for everyone in the audience what the impact will be. We thought it was very feasible, the way you also pronounce the small AI engine, the way you deal with the GDPR. We like your societal consciousness, how you will focus on inclusivity. And we think you have a clear idea of your entrepreneurial hurdles as well as your go-to-market strategy. So we really found you were the winner of this category. Congratulations.
If two of the jury members will, in front of the photo screen, will now position themselves for one nice picture, you'll get your chance to be in the picture. All right, one more time for Riedler, people. Yes.
Then, in the category Environment and Climate, our winner is Borlight.
Please come join us on stage. All right, Vincent, can you share the motivation?
Yes, why? Well, first of all, because of your great pitch and the very concrete answers to the questions. It's niche, it's specific, it's not something everyone else is working on, but we do really need it, especially in Europe, for European autonomy, but also for the net congestion and electricity markets potentially. And we really specifically like the feasibility, so it's really likely to reach its full potential. Congratulations.
Time for the photo moment. Join for the screen. All right, and before you run off, I forgot Riedler, but I will get to you. So, Florence, can you, one reaction after winning this? I'll get back to Riedler.
Thank you so much. First to the organizers, of course, but also the audience of this big event. It's really nice to be able to share the research into the world. I mean, what we do in our labs, that's like typically behind scenes, but it's so nice to have the platform to actually put this into public. It gives a huge drive to continue.
Borlight, people, amazing. So here I go jumping up because sometimes in experiments stuff goes wrong, right? That is 1, 2, 3, science. So a reaction on winning.
Fantastic. Thanking all our partners, Demonstrator Lab, Innovation Fund Noord-Holland, our speech institution, language department of the VU. Very thankful to be here and to them.
All right. Thank you so much. And if the jury can take one big step to the front, we can announce to the front. This is the front. Yes, perfect. Science is amazingly difficult sometimes. All right, the next winner to be introduced by, yes.
Our last category, health. The winner in this category is Light Up.
Light Up.
we would like to say a few words why we chose you. Because we saw the potential that your innovation can be really beneficial to patients, but also to society through early detection. Therefore, there is a potential for prevention as well. And your innovation can improve accessibility and impact of healthcare. Congratulations.
Give it up for Light Up. Yes. All right, let's join the screen so we can take a nice, beautiful picture. And also a nice first let me grab this for you so you can have a nice first reaction on winning.
Yeah, of course, very happy of winning. And I think it's a great recognition of the work Professor Johannes de Boer has been doing for a long time. And I'm very happy to be part of this journey with him to turn this into a company that can make it different for patients. So thank you.
All right, here you go. So thank you, jury. Please remain standing. I'm going to close off now because this was the final stretch. All of the awards have been given. And I mentioned already that we are being joined online by a massive audience, hopefully, else it's going to be a lot of cameras for this massive audience. Goodbye, world, and hope to see you next time when we do this amazing spotlight on research that makes impact. So this event wouldn't have been possible without the many sponsors.